have heard of Alexander, my son. The world calls him the Great. But greatness is not born in a vacuum. It was forged in the fire I lit, in the kingdom I built, and in the blood I shed. I am Philip, son of Amyntas, king of Macedon. And this is my story. I was born in 382 BC, into a house of kings, but not of strength. Macedon was fractured, a land of rugged mountains and feuding tribes. Our neighbors saw us as half-barbarians, not true Greeks. My father, King Amyntas III, held the throne, but only barely. As a boy, I learned what weakness meant. Raids, betrayals, hunger for power. Macedon was prey. And when I was 15, I was taken as a hostage to Thebes. Most would call it captivity. I call it my education. For 3 years I walked among the Greeks, not as their equal, but as their pawn. Yet in the shadows I watched. I studied Epaminondas, the brilliant general of Thebes. I saw how he reshaped the phalanx, how he wielded discipline like a weapon sharper than any sword. I swore then, if I ever returned home, Macedon would no longer be the weakling of Greece. In 359 BC, my brother Perdiccas fell in battle against the Illyrians. Our army shattered, our lands invaded, enemies on every border. The throne passed to my infant nephew, but what is a baby to the wolves that surrounded us? I stepped forward, proclaimed myself regent. Some whispered treason, but I knew, without strong hands on the reins, Macedon was finished. So I became king. My first act was to rebuild the army. The men of Macedon had courage, but courage alone cannot stop a spear. I gave them the sarissa, a spear twice as long as the Greek hoplites. 6 meters of ash wood, a forest of points bristling from the phalanx. Shoulder to shoulder, shield overlapping shield, my soldiers became an iron wall that rolled forward unstoppable. I trained them year-round, paid them from the mines of Macedon, drilled them until they were no longer farmers but warriors. Then came my jewel, the companion cavalry. Nobles who would ride by my side, striking like thunder where the enemy faltered. With infantry and cavalry united, I did not just build an army. I built a weapon of empire. First, I crushed the Illyrians, avenging my brother's death. Their chief fell, their tribes scattered. For the first time, Macedon stood tall. Then I turned south and east, Thessaly, Thrace, the cities of Chalkidike. Some I conquered by sword, others I won with coin or with marriage. Yes, marriage. Many call me a schemer for it, but I saw marriage as a weapon sharper than any blade. I wed 7 women, each chosen not for beauty, but for alliance. Illyrian princesses, Thessalian nobles, and Olympias of Epirus, the fiery mother of my Alexander. As my power grew, so too did my enemies. In Athens, a man named Demosthenes rose against me with words as sharp as arrows. His speeches, the Philippics they called them, painted me as a tyrant, a barbarian, a threat to all Greece. Perhaps he was right, but even as he cursed me, his city grew weak, divided slow. I did not fear his tongue, for while he spoke, I acted. In 338 BC, it came to a single battle, Chaeronea. Athens and Thebes, the proudest of the Greeks, stood together against me. They believed they would stop Macedon. I commanded the left. My son Alexander, only 18, rode with the cavalry on the right. The fighting was fierce, the ground soaked with blood. But when the moment came, Alexander struck like lightning, shattering the sacred band of Thebes. Victory was mine. Greece lay broken at my feet, but I did not destroy her. Instead, I forged the League of Corinth, a union of Greek states under my leadership. For the first time, Greece was united. My dream had only begun. With Greece united, I turned to Persia, the vast empire of the great king. For 2 centuries, Persia had loomed over Greece. They burned our cities, enslaved our people. Now I would repay the debt. I gathered men, ships, silver. I would cross into Asia, lead Greece and Macedon as one. This was to be my destiny, to carve an empire greater than any before. But the gods laugh at mortal plans. In 336 BC, during my daughter's wedding at Aegae, I entered the theater, robes gleaming, unarmored, triumphant. The crowd cheered. I was invincible, or so I believed. Then came Pausanias, one of my own guards. He struck me down with his dagger before the eyes of all Macedon. Why? Some say revenge for a personal insult. Others whisper of conspiracies, Olympias, Alexander, even Persia. The truth? Lost in blood. And so my life ended, just as my dream was about to begin. But I did not leave an empty throne. I left an army, a united Greece, and a son who would take the world. Alexander became the Great. But remember this, before the conqueror, there was the builder. Before the empire, there was the kingdom. Before Alexander, there was Philip.